Hello, students. So, in today's lecture of Internet of Things, we will discuss about challenges of IoT. What are the various challenge of IoT? And we will discuss about the vision of IoT. What will be the vision of IoT? So, we will discuss two topics. First is challenge of IoT because IoT becomes a booming technology nowadays, and there are various challenge that has been faced by the IoT, and we must take care of that challenge in future also. So, Internet of Things has been facing many areas like IT, healthcare, data analytics, and agriculture. Our main focus is on protecting privacy, as it is the primary reason for other challenges, including government participation. Because IoT nowadays is implemented in various fields, in almost every field, like in IT, like in healthcare, in data analytics, in homes, in vehicles, in every field. This is the main challenge. Security is the main challenge over other challenges. So, integrated efforts from the government, civil society, and private sectors would play a vital role in protecting the following values. So, there are many challenges in IoT. First one is scalability, second is interoperability, third is lack of government support, safety of patients, security and personal privacy, and last one is design based challenge. So these are the various challenge that an IoT infrastructure faces, and we will discuss all these challenge in detail one by one. So first is scalability. Scalability means billions of internet enabled devices get connected in a huge network. Large volume of data are needed to be processed. So the system that stores, that analyze the data from these IoT devices needs to be scalable. हम इतने बड़े डेटा पे हमें स्केलेबिलिटी मस्ट है तो बिकॉज every as we all know, by 2020, by 2025, millions and trillions of devices has been connected and will be connected, because nowadays every field includes IoT. So scalability is one of the important issue, important challenge in IoT. So the devices that collect the data, the devices that analyze the data, the devices that pre-process the data, that process the data, must possess what? Scalability. Because in present the era of IoT evolution, everyday objects are connected with each other via internet. So scalability is one of the important issue that is to be possessed by each and every IoT infrastructure. Second one is interoperability, means technological standards in most areas are still fragmented. Interoperability means जितने भी technological standards हैं they are still fragmented. These technologies need to be converged, which would help us in establishing a common framework and the standard for IoT devices. So as the standardization process is still lacking, interoperability of IoT with legacy devices should be considered critical. So this lack of interoperability is preventing us to move towards the vision of truly connected, everyday interoperable smart objects, because technology still needs to be fragmented. So interoperability is also one of the important issue, important challenge of IoT. And third one is lack of government support. Government and regulatory bodies should come up and bring up regulations by setting up a standard committee for safety and security of device and people. अभी उतना गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट नहीं मिल पाया जितना होना चाहिए. ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है बिकॉज जो IoT है उसमें हर पीपल का प्राइवेट डेटा जा रहा है. Even without the presence of the people, we are able to fetch the data in a minutes, in a seconds. और वो जो प्राइवेट डेटा है that need to be secure. So this is the other चैलेंज लैक ऑफ गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट कि जो गवर्नमेंट बॉडीज हैं दे कम अप और एक स्टैंडर्ड्स मेंटेन होने चाहिए फॉर द सेफ्टी एंड सिक्योरिटी ऑफ डिवाइस एंड पीपल, बट वो चीज अभी तक पूरी तरह से पॉसिबल नहीं है. स्टिल गवर्नमेंट इज ट्राइंग टू डू अ लॉट इन द फील्ड ऑफ IoT, but 100%, 90% is still not possible. Next is safety of patients. So most of the IoT devices are left unattended as they are connected with real world objects. If used on patients as wearable devices, any technical error in security can be life threatening for patient. As we all know, IoT is used in healthcare a lot. So most of the IoT devices are left unattended. ओके, सो अगर हम डायरेक्टली उन्हें पेशेंट्स पे अप्लाई करते हैं तो सेफ्टी ऑफ पेशेंट्स बिकम क्रिटिकल बाय दिस unattended IoT devices. Next is security and personal privacy. As we all know, a lot of devices has been connected nowadays, millions of trillions. Each and every device is connected to each other to collect the data. There has been no research in security vulnerabilities and its important and its improvements. So there are lot of hackers and attackers are there, lot of virus problem is there over the internet because these devices are connected on the internet, they collect data on the internet. So there is no research still for security vulnerabilities and its importance. Every for security it must ensure confidentiality, it must ensure integrity, availability of personal data of patient. So there must be some secure way for all these things. As see, take an example that IoT is used nowadays in healthcare. So what happened there, a lot of personal data of patient is fed into that devices, and if anyone want to fetch that data, they can easily fetch it if no security will be applied on the devices. So everyone must take care of the security for IoT infrastructure because a lot of personal data has been collected by these devices due to the internet connectivity. And last one is design based challenge. So with the development in the technology, design challenge are increasing at a faster rate. There have been issues regarding design, like there is a limited computation power, limited energy, limited memory, which need to be stored out. So जैसे जैसे हमारा IoT डिवाइस जो है वो इंक्रीज हो रहा है, जिस तरह से हमारा IoT जो है वो इंक्रीज कर रहा है हर फील्ड में, हर डिवाइसेस की कनेक्टिविटी जो है आपस में वो इंक्रीज हो रही है, तो जो डिजाइन इशू है इट इज आल्सो चैलेंजिंग टास्क. सो दिस इज द अदर challenge of IoT. And next is compatibility and interoperability of different IoT systems. As we already discussed interoperability, we again said it compatibility and interoperability. Then we discussed about the design based like identification and authentication of technologies, integration of IoT products with IoT platforms, connectivity. This is also the one challenge of IoT, connectivity, because as we all know, every device is connected to the internet. It is the part of networking challenge, as the internet is still not available everywhere at the same speed. At some areas internet is working at a very good speed, but in some areas it is not working at a very good speed. So जो IoT टेक्नोलॉजी है, जो IoT इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, वो डेटा किससे कलेक्ट कर रहा है? बाय कनेक्टिंग इट विद द इंटरनेट. So it is also one of the challenge in IoT. Next is handling unstructured data. Lot of devices are connected to each other and they collect a lot of data, a large amount of data. So growing connected devices will increase the challenging of handling unstructured data because there is a large volume of data, velocity is large, variety is large. However, the real challenge for the organization is to determine which data is valuable. That's why we apply gateway in between the cloud and in between the devices, because all the data from the devices like sensors and actuators, they cannot be, all data cannot be transferred to the cloud. So in between, gateway is there that pre-processes the data by applying some techniques of big analytics. They filtered the data and after filtration the data will be loaded to the cloud. So according to the survey, 80% of today's data is unstructured data, and so the data cannot be stored in SQL format. Okay, so we must it is also the challenge that handling unstructured data. Then intelligent analytics, other challenge is intelligent analytics. So at this stage we are at the very purpose of IoT. हमें डेटा को क्या करना है, जो डेटा डिवाइसेस ने, जो डेटा सेंसर्स ने, फॉर एग्जांपल टेम्परेचर सेंसर ने लॉट ऑफ डेटा कलेक्ट किया, what we have to do, we have to translate that data into meaningful information. So a flaw in data or data model could lead to false positives and false negatives. So we have to understand the data in itself is not an insight. So this is the other challenge, intelligent analytics, टेक्निक्स लगाना, और टेक्निक्स अच्छे से लगाकर क्या करना, उस डेटा को मीनिंगफुल डेटा में कन्वर्ट करना. So these all are the challenges of IoT, various challenge of IoT which any IoT infrastructure possess. Next, next topic is vision of IoT. What is the vision of IoT? Where we want to see the IoT? Actually, IoT stands for Internet of Things. See, there are two words. One is Internet and other is things here. There are two words here. One is Internet and other is things. So, जो विजन है IoT का, हम वो दो पर्सपेक्टिव से देखते हैं. फर्स्ट पर्सपेक्टिव इज इंटरनेट सेंट्रिक. See, there are two perspectives. One is internet centric, because in IoT there are two words. One is internet and other is thing. So there are two perspectives of the vision of IoT. One is internet centric and other is थिंग सेंट्रिक. हम एक इंटरनेट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखते हैं और एक थिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखते हैं. जो इंटरनेट सेंट्रिक आर्किटेक्चर है, इट इन्वॉल्व्स इंटरनेट सर्विसेज एज द मेन फोकस. इसमें इंटरनेट सेंट्रिक में जो हमारा मेन फोकस रहेगा वो किस पे रहेगा, इंटरनेट सर्विसेज पे रहेगा, कि क्या प्रोटोकॉल्स यूज हो रहे हैं, किस तरह से इंटरनेट सर्विसेज यूज हो रही हैं. ठीक है. एंड बिकॉज जो डेटा है वो किसने कलेक्ट करना है, किसने जनरेट करना है, थिंग्स ने जनरेट करना है, एंड दैट थिंग्स हैज टू बी कनेक्टेड विद द हेल्प ऑफ द इंटरनेट. सो इंटरनेट सेंट्रिक में हमारा जो पूरा का पूरा ध्यान रहता है, वी हैव टू कंसंट्रेट ऑन द इंटरनेट सेंट्रिक थिंग्स, इंटरनेट सर्विसेज. एंड इन द थिंग सेंट्रिक आर्किटेक्चर जो हमारा ध्यान रहेगा, जो हमारा फोकस रहेगा, दैट विल बी ऑन द स्मार्ट डिवाइसेस. स्मार्ट डिवाइसेस टेकन एज द सेंटर स्टेज. So these are the two perspectives. First is internet centric and the thing centric, जिसके जिसके थ्रू हम एक IoT के विजन को सी कर सकते हैं, जिसके थ्रू हम एक IoT के विजन को देख सकते हैं. So there are number of factors powering the progression of the IoT. For these factors on this slide. So there are number of factors. First one is powerful new mobile wearables or connected device. First factor is powerful new mobile, wearable or connected device. Second is applications, apps that fuel demand for mobile data and test the limits of the network within the most industry sector. Third one is cloud-based apps and those that rely on the content stored in the cloud, which will increase as development accelerates on new platform as a service and mobile point of sale and independent software vendor platforms. So these are the some factors that powering the progression of the IoT within the digital economy. So, so our end goal, what we want, what will be the vision of IoT, हमारा end goal क्या होगा? हम ऐसा चाहते हैं कि we just plug the device and the device start playing. So end goal is to have a plug and play smart objects that can be developed in any environment with an interoperable interconnection backbone. So last, what we want, at last we want कि ऐसे devices जो है generate हो, which we just have to plug and play that smart objects. So this is the vision of the IoT. A roadmap for the vision of the IoT is shown in this diagram, is shown in this slide. A roadmap of key developments in the IoT research. See, as we all know by the history of IoT, IoT started in 1999 by Kevin Ashton, but it becomes a booming technology starting from 2010. So in 2010, this is the roadmap that is shown in this diagram. So in 2010, uh, various internet technologies has also been shown, and what were the use of the that IoT infrastructure at that time, it has been shown in this diagram. So global addressing schemes has been used, standardization for interoperability has been developed, cloud storage, security in RFID. RFID stands for radio frequency identification and cloud. So smart sensors in healthcare, data centers, WSN test beds. So these are the some applications of IoTs in 2010. These are the application domains. There are limited applications in 2010. Then we come on 2015 as IoT grows now at a very faster rate. So then smart antennas, network sensors, enhanced RFID security and privacy. So interoperability between RFID and wireless networks जो थे उनके बीच में, cloud computation, and these are used in RFID in detail, industrial ecosystem, low cost SCADA systems. Like you have seen, you have go to mall and you purchased something, and जो टैग्स के थ्रू बिलिंग होती है दैट इज नोन एज आरएफआईडी के ऊपर जो सारी इंफॉर्मेशन है उसे स्कैन किया जाएगा, और वो इंफॉर्मेशन सारी की सारी क्या हो जाएगी, स्टोर हो जाएगी। और जो ये आजकल जो ये रेडियो फ्रीक्वेंसी आइडेंटिफिकेशन है, इट एनहांस सिक्योरिटी एंड प्राइवेसी अलोन। And now by 2020, what are the various application domains? Energy harvesting and recycling. These are the various application domains that have been shown in this diagram for 2020, and critical infrastructure monitoring, smart grid and household mentoring. So these are some application domains. And 2025, what will be the application domains and what will be the work of IoT infrastructure? Smart traffic will be there. Like in foreign countries nowadays, on traffic it is also applied. And automatically driven vehicles, it is also in continuation research, automatically driven vehicles, and then intelligent transportation and logistic. So these are the some application domains by which 2025 and beyond. And by 2025 transport पे पूरी तरह से apply हो जाएगा. But at last where we want to see, we want to see the plug and play. See, in this diagram, it is shown we just want to plug the device and it play like a smarter object. So this is all about the vision of IoT. So I hope challenge of IoT, various challenges of IoT and the vision of IoT have been clear to all of you. And in our next lecture, we will study about machine to machine communication and value chain of Internet of Things and machine to machine communication. How any product will get developed with in case of machine to machine, and how any product will get developed in case of IoT, Internet of Things, and what are the various steps in value of chain of in both cases. And we will see the difference between M2M and IoT, because it means a lot in the study of Internet of Things. What is M2M? These two terms are interoperable terms. So we will see the difference between the IoT, Internet of Things, and between the M2M, machine to machine communication. So I hope today's concepts have been clear to you. Thank you and take care.